Hello, this is Sonja from My Happy Space. Welcome back at my channel. Today I'm going to do prompt number 28 and 29, stenciling and geometric. I'm going to do that on one page. I was just thinking I'm getting a little bit limited for pages. So I just thought I'm going to combine these two ideas, and I had a nice idea which will work perfectly. I've decided to use this cardboard, which is a cereal box, and my idea was to cut different shapes and sizes from this cardboard. I've seen this somewhere on Pinterest or Instagram. I can't even remember. It was just one of these videos you just quickly see, and it reminded me immediately of this prompt, so I kept it in the back of my mind. And I was excited to do this prompt because I knew what I want to do. I think with these prompts, half the battle is if you have an idea, then you have won the battle, or the battle of thinking, what am I going to do? For me, it is like that. If I just have an inkling of what I'm going to do, I'm already excited about doing a video and an entry. It's the pages that I don't have a clue what to do that you put up off, and you just think, what shall I do? And yeah, this always to start is the best recipe. So as you can see, I just cut some different sizes, some rectangulars, squares, and then I'm going to actually go in with a triangle also, and I put that in the one corner. And I was going to cut another one also, and I'm just trying to variate the shapes that they're not together and they're not all going in the same direction. I wanted to put the triangle there at the top, but then I decided I rather going to put it opposite the other triangle, just to make a square at the end. These pieces doesn't touch. It is almost like a puzzle piece, but yeah, it doesn't touch. And the idea is that I just have this geometric pattern, and yeah, it's just interesting to see what you can do. Obviously some people use maybe stencils. I could have used the stencil to do the same, because I have actually a brick stencil which could have worked perfectly, but I like this idea of having this dimension in my journal. So I'm just choosing my free colors, which is part of my color palette. If you want to see how I decided that, you can watch my setup video. There I choose my color palette. So I've got this beautiful deep pink maroon color. So I'm just going to paint almost three pieces of each color. So three of the pink, three of the green, three of the white. So I'm just going over it. I like how it turned out at the end, but I think it could have been a bit neater. My biggest problem is, yet again, I don't have a heat gun, so everything takes forever to dry. And I was trying to get the video done quickly, so I was impatient. So all the mess I made was because I was impatient. I didn't wait it for things to dry properly. So as you can see, I'm just going in with the white now. But I think the idea is that it's not perfect. It is a junk journal. So I'm going to let that dry. And then luckily with acrylic pink paint, things dry fairly quickly. So that was not really a problem, but it is winter at the moment here in South Africa, so it is a bit colder. And the problem, as I said, with a hairdryer is it blows everything all over the place if you try to use it. So I think I'm just going to bite the bullet and just get myself another heat gun. I can't really continue like that. So I've decided to use this beautiful purple as a background, and I was thinking of using that same purple for my stenciling. Now I'm just using a gel medium, because this is the way I'm going to glue these pieces on there. It took a little bit of working, because obviously this is quite heavy duty pieces, but yeah, if you're just patient and you wait for things to properly dry, at the end it does work. In the beginning I thought, I don't know if it's going to work. I might have to use double-sided tape to connect it, but it worked at the end. So I'm just trying to obviously not put the same colors next to each other, creating a little pattern. One of the pieces actually blew away when I used my hairdryer, so I couldn't find it. But then I thought maybe it's a good idea to keep some space open for when I put my titles on, because obviously I need to use two titles. Now here you can see obviously my paint hasn't dried properly, so when I put my gel medium over it, it smuts all over the place. So I actually just had to stop everything and just be patient and wait for it to dry. So here I've done everything. So I'm just going through the options of my stencils. My idea was obviously to get a stencil which can overlap over these squares. So I've got obviously this honeycomb one. I've got that flowers which I showed you in the beginning. I've got this rose pattern which was the one I actually used at the end, which is I thought that would look beautiful. So I'm just considering that seriously. I've got this aloe roots rainbow stencil which I think also would have worked. This was my second choice. I thought it might be interesting to have a circle going around. But then I thought I'm going to use this stencil. Now I'm doing the dry brush technique where you just have the stencil brush, put very, very little paint on your brush, and and then you just go over it with the stencil. I didn't have any idea how it's going to turn out. It was a bit of a risk because I thought if this is now a mess, then this whole idea is totally messed up. I'll have to repaint everything. But thank goodness it turned out beautifully. As I said, the idea is obviously just to keep your stencil still, to put very, very little paint on your brush and just to pat it over there. So I'm just checking to see how that looks. I was very, very happy with that. So yeah, I love this effect that this big stencil is going all over these squares and rectangulars, and it's just this interesting look of this flower that is overlapping these pieces. So now I'm just considering using that big flower there at the bottom again. Some of the flower you can see perfectly well it is a flower. Other bits looks a little bit abstract. As you can see there at the top, I've started using the leaves also, but then I actually went in with a wet wipe and took it off again because I thought I need a place to put my title. So I've decided I was going to be brave and think I'm going to stamp it on top of the white panels. But then I thought, no, I'd rather just use white cardstock. If I make a mistake, I can change it. I had to cut some of these words up, obviously, for it to be able to fit on there. So I've decided to put the stenciling there at the top because that was a longer word. And that's prompt number 28. And then obviously geometric one I put there at the smaller one. I've decided just to put the number next to it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got some ideas. Thanks very much for watching my videos, for liking and for subscribing. Yeah, Monday is our last video, so I cannot believe it. This month has gone quickly by. I'm really glad I've challenged myself. I've learned a lot. I got a little bit more comfortable with mixed media. And yeah, hopefully I'll speak to you on Monday. You must have a fantastic weekend. Lots of love. Bye-bye.